找不了找过来。
车来，光挂。
打两下，给他过来。拿起个挂人。
说人家听得进去，人家对你好。
他骂人了，我骂我。算了，特别个，特别个。
你给我买不到我啥个？
我给你买，
买不到啥个？
你们家人约我给你买。我给你买。
反等了后3场，进来是么子？别个脚下发的通知要尽收尽收，我他妈给你们打招呼了，打几个天的还不行？跟人说屋里是个重症，别个医生都说是个重症，还拖的。
如果按照正常我们社区的报的话，我们正常目前呢只是报一个，大概最快的话可以排到明天或者是后天，不要紧，你录像我都不怕。
我跟你录的是我派不过来，对嘛？别个区里面轻症都派到方舱里面去跳舞去了，我们那里的嘛重症轻症的还没搞清不？
哎，你回到235好不好？235我也不乱看。
多少？你才知道，你这是。你现在正常时间，你现在是正常时间，你叫你不能乱传，你这
不是我没传，但是我跟这人家这个，我来，他过生我来拿一下。
过来过来。
干嘛这么个？你活给我站好，站不得全了。干什么呀？
这
你靠起来，我活你靠起来，站不得，你靠起来，我靠起来。你放你心里，好。
我干，
不，站不得来，走不站不
站好，
我也搁这，
站好，
你别，我第一遍站不站？
站好，
第2遍站不站？
站好。
别跟我说话，兄弟。
我更牛了，经过了3年，我跟你说。
好。
活不得就你少活着。
是。
3年咯，3年啊，那包少價咯，包好少價啊。你那一期8除以多少吧？2兩啊。哦，原來啲大麥廣啊，這樣咯，這樣就包進入我們烤這個，處理能幫養肉啊，咁像熬家烏能來處理，我多口倒打下來上香，這啲滷啊，不得，要把自己嘅食品啊。他離開上去嘛，炒水兩個啲。有咩食品拿來處理3年嘅污水咩？3年污水那是預定的啊，這裡會好。兩規定嘅呀，兩規定係政府規定，風水規定。兩把定走，我沒有規定啊。錄，人他來了，我不要吧。3年用路，3年，聽唔見？聽我講嘅，你按照哪個？來了，兩按照了。哦，往上走，走。我比谁家没出去。
加大传播真相的力度，我们要拯救在水深火热的湖北的武汉的同胞们，我们要再把国内的所有有关疫情的真实声音发到国际上来，做好准备，没有共产党的新中国的以后什么样？
对面已经开着风了。
都是
昨天热的不加工，西山河站的全监农场的工人查去工人的走资，拿出10具的质量酒。
开始消毒了啊！
从国家到地方到我们乡政府，现在都是对村进行封闭式管理，对不对？是为了你自己负责，也是为了大家负责，也是。现在我控制的，我把它靠近。好，这把咋不干？啊！完蛋了！你想过吗？你我这都不讲过了哈！干什么你们？
人从监狱的专业犯人的啊。
China. China encroaches on the exclusive economic zones of Vietnam, the Philippines, and Indonesia. And on that point, China has had a border or maritime dispute with nearly every nation bordering it. And let's talk for a second about the other realm, cybersecurity. Huawei and other Chinese state-backed tech companies are Trojan horses for Chinese intelligence. Russia's disinformation campaigns try to turn our citizens against one another. Iranian cyber attacks plague Middle East computer networks. When Huawei executives show up at your door, they say you'll lose out if you don't buy in. Don't believe the hype. Look, I know it's not without cost to be courageous, to stand up for our sovereignty. I get it. But it's never been the case that this was free. Name me a moment in history when the weak and the meek have prevailed. I'm confident. I'm confident in you all. I'm confident in us together. I'm confident that the West will win. You know, just 15 days ago, I was in Kyiv, Ukraine. I visited a hospital where Ukrainian service members who had been injured in the conflict, who had been wounded in the fight against Russian-backed aggression, were being convalesced. There was a young, brave warrior there. We had a conversation. He sustained a serious injury, and he was in significant pain. We spoke for a few moments, Through the translator, told me that he was a captain. I reminded him that several decades ago, I too was a captain. And as we were getting ready to leave, he got up. He grabbed his crutches. He moved across the room, and he went to his wall locker, grabbed his uniform, pulled off his patch, and he handed me his unit logo. He told me to keep it. He wanted me to have it. That moment hit home for me. It reminded me that sovereignty is worth fighting for and that it's real, that we're all in this fight together. Let's keep at it. Let's keep winning. May God bless you all. And may God bless the free world and the United States of America. Thank you all for being with me this morning.
In fact, under President Xi's rule, the Chinese Communist Party is heading even faster and further in the wrong direction. More internal repression, more predatory economic practices, more heavy-handedness, and most concerning for me, a more aggressive military posture. It is essential that we, as an international community, while we often doubt the transparency and forthrightness of Beijing, when it comes to their security aims, we should take the Chinese government at their word. They have said that by 2035, the PRC intends to complete its military modernization, and by 2049, it seeks to dominate Asia as the preeminent global military power. Furthermore, the global community should be deeply concerned about the party's use of artificial intelligence and other technologies to surveil the Chinese government. The government needs to change its policies and behaviors. If the PRC will not change its ways, then defending the system must be our collective priority. We can only do this by making greater investments in our common defense, by making the hard economic and commercial choices needed to prioritize our shared security.
Back to one of our top stories right now. The coronavirus infecting more than 1,700 medical workers in China as researchers work to develop a treatment for the disease. I want to bring in our team today, Dr. Erwin Redlener, director of Columbia University's National Center for Disaster Preparedness. Welcome to you. And Gordon Chang, an expert on Asia and the author of The Coming Collapse of China. Gentlemen, great to have you both on this. You were saying during the commercial break how surprising it is based on how little we know. Why is that so shocking?
Well, we don't even know the very basic things, Bill, that we normally do know. For example, what kind of mask should people be wearing? How should the medical workers protect themselves? What is the transmissibility? What's the behavior of the virus? Can you actually catch from somebody before that somebody gets their own symptoms? There's all this unknown.
But doctor, with a new virus, isn't that common that it takes a certain period before we gain the knowledge we're looking for?
Yeah, but I think in other examples, for example, the SARS epidemic years ago now, we seem to know more quickly than we are currently experiencing with this coronavirus. And I don't know that we know how to explain that, but it's a problem.
Is that because of the Chinese government, Gordon?
Yeah,
what is that?
Yeah, I think the answer to your question, Bill, is because the Chinese government, especially over the last couple of weeks, has been suppressing information with much more vigor. So, for instance, the U.S. CDC, they're not in China. The World Health Organization has a delegation in China, but they're cooling their heels. They're not at the seat of the spread. So, you know, clearly China is trying to prevent the world from knowing about what's going on.
Let's come back to that point. What about these medical workers who were treating those who were sick? And they got sick themselves. Yeah, Bill, I think it was about 1,300, about that number.
Yeah.
Is that common?
Maybe close to 1,700. Yeah, so these people that were dressed in the protective gear that need to be in. They were in gowns, they had gloves, they had masks on, yet they were still getting sick, which goes to show that we don't even know how somebody gets sick and how the virus is actually spread. Is it so small that it gets around the perimeters of the face mask? Were the face masks not the right ones? Should they have been the more effective, what's called N95 masks versus surgical masks? Many, many questions outstanding.
And it could be because they don't understand the virus just yet. Compare it to bird flu in 2009, Ebola in 2014. Is that a fair comparison? Yes.
Of course, they're all fair comparisons. We haven't even yet decided whether this is actually a pandemic. Even though it's now spread to 25 other countries besides China, it's only spread in actually relatively very, very small numbers compared to what's happening in China. So as we speak, there's still a debate, is this actually a pandemic or not? pandemic designation just allows the world organizations like WHO and national governments to act more aggressively and do more aggressive tracking.
You know, based on that, Gordon, do you think our knowledge would be different at this early stage if it wasn't in Wuhan, China?
Yeah, I think that certainly it would be, especially if it were in another country, because there would be much more international cooperation. You would have seen the CDC, for instance, in the country, checking patients. There's a lot that we don't know about how this started. I mean, there's a main theory, but a January 24th article in The Lancet, which is the authoritative British medical journal, says no, that's probably not it. So these core questions you're talking about,
I have two more questions. They've got a new app that they're distributing through the smartphone in China.
Right.
To help people diagnose themselves and try and get a sense of maybe what symptoms they look for. Does that help?
Well, it helps a little bit, and what China's trying to use is big data and AI and a lot of the high tech. But really, the simple thing is just allowing people to talk freely about this, because this disease spread because China in December and much of January just suppressed information, put people in jail, did all sorts of things, and that's not what they should have done. They should have just allowed everybody in to start talking.
Okay, last comment to you then.
Yeah.
Mortality rates at 2%?
2%.
How does that fare in your
10%
mind?
in SARS, right? So it's still a lot less, but we don't know the denominator. We actually don't know how many people have the disease. And by the way, since there's not enough testing capacity, they're now allowing people to be diagnosed based on symptoms and a chest X-ray or a CT scan. Without confirming that they actually have the virus.
Some of the other medical experts say give it to spring, wait till the weather changes.
Yeah.
You buy that?
No, I don't know. No one really knows. It's very difficult to say that. And the warmer weather may or may not have anything to do with the spread of the disease. We have no idea. This could become a seasonal viral problem.
Well, you're stumped, aren't you?
I'm totally stumped, and I'm flabbergasted, much like Gordon, about what's happened here and why the information is not getting out there and why we're not doing a better job with technology.
So we have 15 cases in the U.S.
Yeah.
Does that suggest that it's been better contained than many would give them credit?
Give who credit?
Chinese?
I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that, really, because a lot of there's about 25 countries now that have handfuls, basically a couple of dozen of cases.
Right, but the overwhelming majority is still in mainland China.
That is by far very, very true. That's one of the facts we actually know, and we don't know why the cases that are here and in France and other places have not spread with the same rapidity as the virus in China. And by the way, we have no treatment for this disease.
Doctor, thank you. Gordon Chang, nice to see you again.
Thanks,
More
Bill.
on this coming up over the weekend, I'm certain. Thank you, fellas.
Where there are back doors within Huawei equipment that allows the data to go right back to the communist government. You have said over and over that it's just not true. Now we have confirmation from the federal government. Your reaction?
That Huawei, as a company, is cooperating very closely with European countries. In the fourth industrial revolution, we should all work together. And Chinese law doesn't require companies to install backdoors or collect intelligence.
会見で中国政府の対応を一貫して評価している WHO 世界保健機関。そこには世界が注目する WHO と中国の意外な関係が。
I'm not declaring a public health emergency of international concern today. This is, though, an emergency in China. But it has not yet become a global health emergency.
1月23日、急遽開かれた委員会で時期尚早だと緊急事態宣言を見送った WHO。29日の会見でも WHO は中国政府の対応を絶賛。しかしこの時すでに中国では死者132人、感染者がおよそ6000人に。翌30日には 一旦は宣言を見送ってから1週間、ようやく緊急事態だと認めた。しかしその会見ではこんなことも。
There is no reason for measures that unnecessarily interfere with international travel and trade. So WHO doesn't recommend limiting transfer or trade and movement.
一方で当事者の中国政府はこの時すでに国民に対して海外への団体旅行を禁止していた。いわば中国以上に寛容な姿勢を示した WHO。 実は以前から中国との意外な関係が。この女性は香港のマーガレット・チャン氏。2007年から10年にわたって WHO の事務局長を務めた。今月2日、新型肺炎が大流行している最中、地元テレビで中国政府の対応を称賛した。実は WHO トップの事務局長となった背景には中国政府の推薦が。在任中には WHO にオブザーバー参加している台湾を中国台湾省と呼ぶよう内部に通達したことが報じられている。チャン氏が在任中の2011年に WHO 結核エイズ対策の親善大使に任命された。そして現在事務局長を務めるテドロス氏はエチオピア出身で医師のテドロス氏。2007年には保健大臣、2012年からは外務大臣を務めた。そのエチオピアは国家予算の 1.75 倍にあたる2兆6600億円の投資をこれまでに中国から受けている。これはナイジェリアのおよそ5兆5000億円、アンゴラのおよそ2兆8000億円に次ぐアフリカ3位の金額だ。先月、新型肺炎の視察でテドロス氏が中国を訪れた際には習近平主席と会談。国連の一機関のトップとの会談に習主席が応じるのは極めて異例だ。
Important element is the political commitment and your personal leadership, which we have been following, and also your team, which will help to stop this virus.
そのテドロス氏率いる WHO に今世界から疑問の声が。
The Chinese government approached the WHO to ask it to stand up and say that China is doing a good job here. Was there pressure put on this organization to say those sorts of things?
Almost all member states were praising China for what it did. And they had a reason. China is doing many good things that's slowing the virus, and the facts speak for themselves. And this has to be recognized.
新型肺炎をめぐる一連の対応が中国に配慮しているという指摘に強く反発したテドロス氏。アメリカ非営利団体のサイトではテドロス事務局長の辞任を求める署名に2週間で37万人以上が賛同。世界中からノーが突きつけられている。テドロス氏は人々の健康を守るより中国の独裁を守っている。1948年に設立された WHO。 かつては天然痘の撲滅など伝染病の撲滅、感染拡大の防止に大きな役割を果たしてきた。今中国寄りとの指摘が高まる中、新型肺炎とどう向き合うのか。世界が注目する中、WHO の存在意義が問われている。
South Korea has reported on Sunday one more case of the novel coronavirus, bringing the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 29. Meanwhile, 334 passengers who were on the second chartered plane from Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the outbreak, have also been released from quarantine on Sunday. Our Kim Jae with the latest.
According to the Korea Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Sunday, South Korea confirmed another case of the novel coronavirus. The 82-year-old Korean man, who has no recent record of traveling overseas, is the oldest confirmed patient in the nation so far.
The confirmed patient came in for a checkup at the Korea University Annam Hospital's emergency room on Saturday, citing chest pain. He tested positive for the virus on Sunday morning. The patient is now placed under quarantine at a state-designated hospital, the Seoul National University Hospital. He has shown symptoms of fever and pneumonia, but is in a relatively stable condition.
The Korea University Annam Hospital said on Sunday that it has closed down the emergency room that the confirmed patient visited. More than 30 medical staff from the hospital, including the doctor who diagnosed the patient, have been put under self-quarantine as well. This brings the total number of confirmed cases in the nation to 29. Authorities have discharged 8 patients from hospital following full recoveries, with another patient released from quarantine as of Saturday and set to be released as early as Monday. Meanwhile, 334 South Koreans that evacuated on the second charter plane from Wuhan, the epicenter of the outbreak, were released on Sunday. They have been kept in isolation in a state-run facility in Asan in Chungcheongnam-do province, some 90 kilometers south of Seoul, for over 2 weeks. All the evacuees tested negative before their departure. The earlier group of 366 passengers on the first charter plane from Wuhan were sent home on Saturday morning. Starting Monday, the South Korean government will begin receiving applications for financial assistance and paid leave from those quarantined or hospitalized due to the coronavirus. The KCDC also says the government is considering running coronavirus tests on all pneumonia patients hospitalized across the country in the coming days. Kim Jae-hee, Arirang News.
我可以今天负责任的告诉大家，我再次负责任告诉大家，这个武汉病毒是从什么时候开始说的？我在1年前，我在我的直播中说过，共产党在临死前可能会制造大型的人道危机或者自然灾难，甚至大型疫情。我2年前我也说过，大家要记住 P4 实验室。记住今天文贵说的话啊，所有的中共官员记住话，武汉实验室一进门的墙上写着一个最重要的标题：当你的脚踏进这个门的时候，你就走进了潘多拉的盒子。大家上网上去查，这个武汉实验室的设计师是谁，建筑师是谁，建筑商是谁。我问过大家，过去霹雳山、雷神山、火神山下面这个村子在拆迁时候是北京拆迁的，建这个房子是谁建的？当时为什么同样的是房倒屋塌死那么多人？在那个地方，为什么 P4 实验室的入门的碑上就叫霹雳碑？谁写的？谁提名的霹雳碑呀？霹雳碑的下面为什么写上当你踏进这个门的时候，你已经走进了潘多拉的盒子？当然下面说了，你要这样你要那样，否则的话这就将失控，会造成什么什么结果。千万不要忘了 P4 实验室的所有的警卫，所有的保护是谁干的？总参保卫部。有人报道过吗？为什么一个民间的富豪赞助的，全部都是国际上能通天的人物，赞助了一个共产党拿巨资60亿美元的建造一个神秘的工程师，叫外国人做顾问，然后中科院和军事工程学院来搞设计，而且完全是抄西方的。它的整个建筑的下面是整个是下去是一个小，就像一个上面是一个口，中间是一个直径，然后下面又是一个口，啊，是2个口中间一个直， 啊，大家立过来就是一个工字儿，工字儿立过来，这就是个实验室。电梯下去是放大的，啊，上半部分是由军科和各个院校的工程师来负责，和允许的教授，上什么石正丽啊、郭德银，但是下边是他都不能去，下面只允许军方的去。军方的是多少？303研究所和106研究所。303和106就是共产党新设立的生化部队的编码。这个地方是完全是总参保卫部。还有原来从三部，从西山三部是在西山现在中专科的领导全在西山呢，玉泉山和西山全部清空，在西山的三部那地方抽走人。我请问问兄弟姐妹们，在这个时候，我们中国同胞战友们，你问我的时候，共产党他会往哪走？共产党的下步会干什么？首先你要知道事儿是怎么发生的。